What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Eddie J reporting live out of that Lancaster, PA. I'm back. It's Sunday, man. The weather's starting to break, so I hope you guys are getting excited and staying excited. If you haven't ordered your signs, man, I'll put the link in the description to the place I use. I use UZ Marketing, and that really helped explode my business a few years ago when I first started out in the press washing game. Right now, locally, I'm ranked pretty high in the Google Maps and stuff like that. We've been testing out things with our website, so we're actually been getting a lot of free leads through our website right now, and just based on our reputation and previous work that we've done. So that's exciting. We haven't started any Google ads or anything like that, but definitely continuously pushing forward. And now's the time to go, guys. If you haven't already set up an income goal for what you want to make your first month or your second month, whatever, for the season, start jotting those things down. Start rolling around those ideas of what you want to date. Don't you can only expect what you inspect, guys. So start to have those expectations, write it down on paper so that it becomes real. So when you hit that goal, you can knock it out of the park and look back and be like, man, I can't believe I did that. So now you're gonna be even more motivated to put some other things on the board and start to knock them all down. Today is actually March 14th, so now 14 days, no alcohol. As I said, I've been marching all March, no alcohol in March, getting back focus, just really optimizing myself so that I can be running at the fullest capacity possible. And I feel really good about that, man. We just started another basketball league with some of my guys, man. A lot of my old friends and stuff like that, guys that I've been wanting to play with, and some guys that I played with were actually on the team in the rec league. So that's fun, man. Just being around some good guys that can really play and have good energy, man. It's important to have those outlets as well, man. Got my wife downstairs. She's kicking it. She's chilling. As you can see, my hands are real greasy. I just, rub the feet, put a little Vaseline on there. Got to take care of your wife, man. Take care of your wife. Take care of your family, man. Happy wife, happy life, man. And as y'all grow and do things together, you'll be able to experience some of the most phenomenal just times together. So that's important, man. If you got a spouse, a supportive spouse, and y'all can do stuff together, that's a huge key. That's a huge blessing if they're interested in some of the things you're interested in. And if you guys aren't exactly alike, that's actually a good thing, because some of the things that my wife has strengths in, they were things that are probably not my strong suit, and vice versa. But when you put those things together, they work out magically and beautifully. So it's Sunday the 14th, keeping it clean, keeping it fresh. Let me see what I can talk about today. I'll give y'all I was on Power Washing Bros, checking it out over there. I seen somebody had asked a question about they had downstreamed the house today, but it was stucco, and they said that they got a lot of it off, but they wasn't able to get the whole thing off. They had to end up using a little bit higher pressure. When you're doing a surface like stucco, any type of EFIS, whether it's drive it, anything like that, depending on where you are in the temperature, you might be actually able to downstream, because when it's super hot out and it's in the 70s and above, it's real hot, real humid. Up here, I can actually downstream. If it's that really, really black on there, you're probably not going to be able to get away with downstreaming it. And if you don't have a soft wash system, i.e. a 12-volt pump or a gas power roof pump, a booster pump, anything like that, you can actually just get an Exjetter. Now, I got an Exjetter. If you're not familiar with the Exjetter is just a nozzle. It has a little tube on it. You put it on the end of your wand where all of your tips go, put that on there, and then it has a little tube, and then you can do it into a bucket, but I would suggest they actually sell a pail where it's actually capped off, and you can just hook it onto there. And it'll actually give you a hotter mix when you do that. They say you can get up to about a 50-50 with an Exjetter. So a lot of jobs that you need to get done, you can do with an Exjetter if you just need to get a hotter mix on there. So I would say just Exjetter if you're doing any type of EFIS or any type of drive it or any type of stucco type of surface. That'll be your best bet. You can knock it out easily, fast, and effective. Now, what I did notice is going from a 4-gallon a minute machine to a 5.5-gallon machine. When I Exjet, it's so much more powerful with the 5.5. It's like, so you can't blast stuff off. So what you got to actually do on mine, I got a 630, Honda 630, with the key start and all that. So you just, there's the RPMs or whatever, you just got to turn that throttle it down. So just turn your throttle down on there, and then it'll actually spit out the what you call it, a lot less force, and the Exjetter actually be a lot more effective as far as not blast, but actually like as far as like a lower pressure, so that the chemical gets on there. But I mean, that's a simple one, but you'll start to learn those things. You start playing with your chemical ratios and how you're going to apply your chems and all that type of stuff. Soaps, I use a bunch of different soaps. I do like Apple Wash. I have Apple Wash, and I just like the pink marking dye, and then it has the scent masking agent in it as well. So I do enjoy that. I like that. Power Wash store. Thankfully, we have a Power Wash store that's not too far from me. So there's some great people up there. I love going up there, getting my soaps and stuff like that, my downstream injectors. What else? Downstream injectors that I would recommend. I like the General Pump, Hydrol. Those actually, they last a fairly decent amount of time. I always keep a spare one on the truck just in case it goes out, so I can just kind of swap them out and interchange them. I really like those. If you got a 4 gallon a minute machine, I usually get the 1.8, and I got a 5.5 now, so I use the 2.1 orifice size. So that's a really good downstream injector. Tips that I use for the most part. I got a J rod. I got 2 J rods. And I have an M5 twist nozzle. Of course, I got an Exjet. That's pretty much it. But 2 tips, like if you're just getting started out, if you're just getting started out, you can go to Lowe's and get that pink tip and that blue tip, and that the 2-story nozzle. The pink tip will be your soap, you know what I mean? So that'll almost kind of be like your shooter tip, and you can soap high with that right there. And then that blue one is it's a 2-story zero, so it's not like as harsh as say like the zero, like the red. So you can kind of rinse with it, but you got to kind of hit it at an angle and go like that. You definitely don't want to hit that straight on with that particular tip, because it is more of a jet type of tip. But that tip right there is still really good. Like, so say when it's colder out, like the gutters don't always come out as good. What you can do is with that blue tip, it'll get like that extra like residue and stuff like that off of the gutters. So that thing does work real good at that. That's a nice little joint that you can use. But man, like the washing part, man, the washing is the washing. You know what I'm saying? Focus on how much you want to make, how much you want to do, what jobs you want to take, how far big you want to build it, and all that type of stuff. But if you're going to do it by yourself, just see how. If you're gonna do it by yourself, you definitely want to see if it's something that you enjoy doing, right? I would suggest getting a helper. After a while, man, it does kind of get tiring. You know what I mean? When you gotta drag, 200 feet of hose all the way out, like. You can run into some jobs where you be out there like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Having that little helper just helping you wrap up hose and stuff like that, and rinsing and different stuff like that, does make a huge difference. So it just, matter what type of model you want to use, how you want to get it done. But bro, if you are entering in this business or any other business, your motivation, your dedication is going to be key. You know what I mean? You're not going to know everything going in, but you got so many resources, more resources now than there have ever been, as far as there's tons of groups, there's tons of videos on YouTube, there's literature, there's book, there's courses you can get. So there's really no excuse, you know what I mean? If you've been preparing yourself and taking the right steps and learning as you go, you about to kill it. If you haven't and you're just kind of gonna go out there on a whim, you can still kill it. You know what I mean? Because when I had started the pressure washing business, I didn't know anything about pressure wash. I never even used a pressure washer. I brought the equipment off one of my best friends, just like my brother. And I just went out there, you know what I'm saying? And I started the game, I told you, with signs. I started putting out signs on a Friday night. And by the time I got home that night, we was already receiving calls, and we was already had like 3 jobs booked for Monday. You know what I mean? So it's definitely possible, you know what I mean, to learn as you go. But I'm one of the people that's how I do stuff, you know what I mean? I don't like to sit around doing a lot of planning and planning stuff out, because the planning is just a start point. If I say I'm gonna start doing this on this day, that's what I try to do. I'm all right, I'm in it, I'm doing it, you know what I mean? And then I just lead and continue with the activity, And that's important. You got to figure out what type of person you are. You you got to figure out who you are, you know what I mean, what you like and what are you trying to build. I know a lot of people know a lot of people that have businesses. If you've never been in business before, you've seen some businesses that aren't run very well, and you'd be like, man, I don't know how that person is in the business. Well, because they provide a service or a product, and they pretty much are who they are. They act how they act. You know what I mean? They always say like money just makes you a bigger whatever you are. So if somebody's an a-hole and they got a business and they start getting money, they're gonna be more of an a-hole. You know what I mean? If someone's more of a genuine, caring, compassionate person, they're gonna be even more. If they're a giver, they're gonna be more of a giver. You know what I mean? Figure out who you are and what you want to do, and that's what it's all about, man. Business is one thing. Life is part of business. I guess business is part of life, I would say. You know what I mean? But as you're learning business, you're learning yourself and stuff like that. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to take the risks necessary in order to get to the level that you want to get to? And what is that level? Is it freedom for you? Is it just more money? Is it all of those things? You don't know. Do you want to build a business that you can sell one day? Are you building this business because you want to do something else? Are you trying to get money right now? You know what I mean? Those will all play a factor. But the pressure washing for some people, it might just be a little side hustle for you. You might just be jumping in the game, getting a little money, because everybody's coming in at different stuff. There are other people that they found this thing and then they just want to build everything around this. They want to be the world's greatest exterior cleaning company, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. That's dope if that's what you so choose. For me, not really sure yet. I definitely have a lot more stuff I want to do outside of this. But I'm, like I said, for me personally, I'm more of a serial entrepreneur. I kind of jump into this thing, that thing, and everything that I've jumped into that I did for any extended period of time, I was killing it. You know what I mean? I always, figure out a way to kill it. Not that I start off like killing it. I start off the same way. I start off in fear. I don't know. Maybe this can happen, but I just keep going and I keep going. And then, eventually I always seem to hit a place where, dang, man, I'm comfortable now. I'm doing, oh, wow. And then it's kind of like I get bored and I'll be like, I'm on to the next thing. You know what I mean? So right now I am in a transition period. Like, what's my next? You know what I mean? But investing, I definitely started investing a lot more than ever. So that's another thing I would suggest. If you guys haven't got started investing, man, definitely start taking a look at investing. Investing has never been easier than it is now. There's so much information. There's so many apps. There's so much ease of use with stuff. Like you can Robinhood, Stash. If you don't got at least like one of those, where you can buy fractional shares. Even if you got Cash App, you can buy stocks and stuff like that inside of Cash App. You can purchase Bitcoin inside of Cash App. Thirsty, man. I need a little water. Dang, that was good. But yeah, I usually don't do my videos this long. That's why I feel like I'm probably just rambling on. But yeah, definitely start investing, man, because just being able to make money while you sleep. And if you look at Bitcoin just hit like $61,000, I believe, yesterday. And if you look at Bitcoin last year, you could have purchased a whole Bitcoin for like $4,400, and now that $4,400 is $61,000. You know what I mean? So educate yourself on some of those things, man. Like, it's bigger than pressure washing, because once you start making money, you want to figure out what you're going to do with the money, man. Like, it's not like, oh, I have this amount of cash. Cash loses value over the course of time. So that's why I'm not really a big on always just, I gotta go hustle and grind and make this much money, because you can make all that money, and you can blow it too, though, if you don't know what to do with your money. You know what I mean? If you're just making money, because the object of cash is to spend. You know what I'm saying? For most people, like, they spend as much as they consume. You know what I'm saying? Or as much as they make. You know what I mean? So you got to figure out, how do I get leverage, and whether that's buying properties, buying stocks, buying cryptocurrencies, other assets, whether that be, I know people invest in cards, and you can invest in anything. Businesses, of course, nothing pays you like a business. So figure those things out as well, man. Like you got to start looking at life in a more holistic view, I would say. You know, it's bigger than pressure washing and chemical ratios and all that type of stuff, because that's just the basics of this particular craft and stuff like that. You know what I mean? This is one of those things where it's fairly easy for anybody to kind of get into it and do. If you got the hustle, if you got the drive, you can do it. And the main thing is because depending on where you are, there's going to be different levels of competition. Like there's places where in Florida, it may be hard for you to break in because everybody's out there doing it. The weather's nice pretty much all the time. It's the perfect environment. It's humid. The algae and stuff is always growing. So there's tons of companies that have hundreds of reviews and stuff like that. Hundreds of reviews. They have 5-star reviews. So it's gonna be hard to compete out there. You know, and you can still go out there and get it. You just gonna have to grind and hustle and stuff like that. You know, but you know, if you do the groundwork early, that like in my area, I could tell that when I got started, there was really one major player as far as killing it on Google, and then everybody else would just kind of, you know what I mean? So I kind of made it more of a mission to go out there and get our company's name out so that people knew who we were. And now I'm starting to see, just leads come in without running Facebook, any ads at all, any Google ads or anything. So you see the fruits of, building that local SEO up and all that type of stuff, and being highly rated in the Google Maps and all that type of stuff. So it's exciting, man. This is definitely a great business. It's a great journey. If you just getting started, man, I wish you much success, man. I want to see you go out there and kill it. I know you're gonna go out there and kill it. If you're focused on going out there and killing it, that's what you're gonna do. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nothing get in your way. It's your boy Eddie J, and I'm about to go watch some Sixers, man. Y'all have a great one.